Hello, welcome at the NLP Summit conference and my presentation. My name is Karolina Tadel. I'm from Poland, from Warsaw. Today I represent Medical University, and today I want to talk about a topic I'm working on research-wise as a part of my doctoral program in medical sciences. And this is also an important topic to me because it's a part of my professional work to transfer new technologies into healthcare, into medicine. So the title of my presentation is to Clinical Data in Sepsis Management, a comparative analysis of clinical decision support systems in neonatal intensive care units in hospital. So in my work, I analyze medical data and use new technologies to manage diseases better and faster. And my focus is on sepsis, especially neonatal sepsis, which is a specific type of infection. What makes sepsis unique is that it causes an extremely strong and quick reaction from the immune system. Sepsis is a life-threatening condition because by severe infections, such as said, leading to a harmful response in the body and resulting in acute organ dysfunction. When we talk about neonatal patients, we're often also referring to premature babies who are already born with certain health challenges and other diseases. This is where new technologies have great potential, because we can use the power of this technology like AI to manage disease better, to improve diagnostic or select treatments in even greater accuracy. And this is crucial, but for sure not only in the context of neonatology, because sepsis is a global challenge. And I provide a bit of medical background to help us understanding the challenges in this area and how technology can address them, because I think that discussing technology without understanding the medical needs in this case can be a bit overwhelming. And let's talk about sepsis. Did you know that every 3 seconds, somewhere in the world, sepsis contributes to a patient's death? Just think about how long was my introduction, something about, 2 minutes. Imagine how significant medical problem this is. Sepsis is a complex issue because it is difficult to diagnose quickly, and it can progress very rapidly, and it often overlaps with other diseases. And given all these challenges, sepsis management is not easy. We still have a high number of sepsis cases per 1,000 births. While medical advances have obviously reduced the incidence of this disease, there are still 3 million deaths a year, a significant number, I think. It's a race against time. This issue is not accidental. Sometimes making the right decision and the right diagnosis and the right decision is a fight for every minute, to be honest. So any tool that can support this process is priceless for doctors and for healthcare system, especially when focusing on newborns, neonatal, and children, which is the focus of my project. In Europe, we have still too many cases of sepsis each year. As I mentioned, sepsis is a general reaction of the body to a microorganism, which requires prompt treatment with some special form of drug. And this unexpected nature of sepsis is also linked to the common use of antibiotics. It is a popular form of empirical and prevention treatment in high-risk cases. And European strategies are aimed at reducing the use of antibiotics, so the potential of new technology and AI in medicine is not only in faster diagnosis and detection of sepsis, but also in reducing the use of antibiotics, and that's where the real value is. And challenges we face, including the not specificity of symptoms, the lightening course of this disease, and long waiting times for blood results, such as 24-hour wait for microbiological blood test result. From our side, like today, 1 day is not too long, yeah. But for a patient waiting for a specific treatment, 24 hours can seem like the eternity. So in the broader medical field, we operate based on evidence-based medicine, which relies on data. For many years, this approach has been shaped by clinical practice, guided clinical trials, experimental studies. We have research teams worldwide conduct studies that help us make the best and the most accurate decisions. And we're now in the era where evidence-based medicine is increasingly supported by AI. Of course, this advancement would be possible without electronic medical records, and medical documentation, especially electronic form, provide an opportunity to take advantage of the potential of data and use it in decision-making processes. In evidence-based medicine, real-time data is crucial for decision-making processes. And this approach is leading the way for the development of medical decision support system, a new space in emerging for how this system will be developed and what technologies they will use, including natural language processing, machine learning, and more. I will skip today categorization of the various decision support system, but I want to notice that from medical perspective, it is particularly important that there are various methods of providing suggestions in the process. It shows that clinical decision support systems are based on different pillars or different methods of different styles of answers, but this is a very detailed issue that today I want to focus on my study and use data, speech processing, and the use of information from a clinical perspective. And short story about natural language processing, because this method is one of those key elements that allowed me to quickly extract medical data from records. The global problems, I think global, not only in Poland, is that the data in medical world, in hospitals, are without structure. And this is scattered in many, they are scattered in many places in the system, sometimes have different formats, sometimes the same processes can be named differently. And this also poses a huge challenge. And it makes that data that we have, which are potentially very valuable for us, in the end, it is difficult to use it. And there are many approaches how to deal with this, especially in the medical world, when we are so keen to use the potential of AI, because we already know that other fields of business and other sectors use it. But in medicine, the challenge I mentioned are critical. The challenges I mentioned are critical for more to happen. And this is where recognition methods, natural language processing, and concept extraction came into play, as extracting keywords and converting them into structured forms of data. And also I use it in my work. One of the very responsible and basic form of work management in the hospital is to plan work in such a way that when data are structured and well defined, but you have to notice and you have to be aware that clinical practice is very specific, a dynamic situation, and other different scenario than other sectors. This often needs to save life, to work with a high level of stress, and it is difficult to collect data always in the same structure. But with the technologies like NLP, it may be possible to change and transform data into formats that we need. and it is easier to analyze them. And this is, of course, an element that I'm working on, because I want to show in a moment the effect of how we use natural language processing and among other things. And this can be used especially in the neonatal intensive care unit settings, where data extraction is done in real time, and extracting this important information like vital signs, lab results, clinical observation, also from electronic medical records. And we translate them into machine learning models to identify early symptoms in patients where there are very small changes in parameters. And our aim is to concentrate on clinical symptoms which appear before they manifest, and before our human eye can see, or any medical equipment can detect them. Sometimes even small changes in parameter indicate a trend or a potential future or trajectory of next events, next what happened. This is the element I want to focus on now, because this is how we create this artificial intelligence in this case for neonatal patient. This is, we have to react to a large amount of data, and this is not easy, and sometimes requires to use NLP, for example, to give appropriate label to this data, whether it's sepsis, whether it's suspected, or patient is health. Then this data, after proper processing, where analytics is also one of the methods that can be used for this purpose. Then comes building the model and training it. And it's a huge effort to make sure that this first element related with data is reliable and well prepared, because it's, as you know, garbage in, garbage out, yeah, you know. So it's really important to find the best way, the best form of data, and to test algorithms on this well-prepared data set. Now we are exactly in the middle of this process, because, as you know, collect data, label, and to prepare this process is time consuming. So we now we are building a model, and we are after first testing. So we know that creating artificial intelligence is difficult and responsible, but my question is, it is worth it, this effort? Is this necessary? Why do we do this? But I think that in sepsis or in medicine, decision support systems are our future. This is a very fundamental case that we need new technologies and support of these new technologies in medical sectors. As you know, in our daily world, we have more and more data, more and more new cases. So we need to get more and more knowledge and more cases, studies, and examples in our heads, and we have to act faster and faster with the same responsibility. And that's why creating new technology to support doctors is a huge opportunity. It's a vision to make work even more efficient and high quality, I can say. And from the other hand, we should emphasize the decision support system that they do not make decision on their own. They do not perform any medical procedure on their own. We are simply additional information for the doctor. Yeah, just additional result, like additional result of laboratory test or ultrasound examination. It is something in additional form. It's not against humans. So we plan to implement our clinical decision support system in our unit. First of all, the information analyzed is that which is formally found in the patient chart, in medical records, documentation. So we are dealing here with the use of the full medical records, not just fragment of it. In addition, natural language processing tools can extract and structure information, and after that, analyze the same like we create our AI model based on labels data set. So it is our plan to how to implement, and first result, and also results from the work and other publication. It is great example from research studies that artificial intelligence detect very small variations in the laboratory basic parameters, which suggests the patient's future and what happened next, of course, within a specific range of probability. And this reduces the waiting time for certain procedures, because the doctor can decide that on this basic information, this set of data, and this small description or recommendation, he can already make decision to start diagnostic, start treatment, and so on. And this is the change that is beginning to be proven in publication also. And this is certain situation, the diagnosis of sepsis allows treatment to begin after 2 hours rather than 24 hours. 24 hours is the standard time need to microbiological test from blood to detect microorganisms. So 2 hours, amazing. And please note that this model have sensitivity and specificity at a very high level, and which is extremely promising. This saves time, which in medicine often means a better chance for patient to improve patient condition. But what is interesting, AI is not better or worse than doctor. When creating technologies, when we are creating technologies, we do not aim to replace or eliminate human. We are trying to collaborate. Yeah, and this is also a great point from publication and also from my experience, that it is expected to create this communication and also this approach that we need to cooperate with AI. It's not a competition between AI and human. And I also want to touch an element of this antibiotics reduction, because it's important in publication and also in our studies, that thanks to artificial intelligence algorithms, it is possible to find some patterns and that could translate into using less antibiotics in the future, because I think that less and less patients will require them. And this is an extremely promising view from my research. And I'm conducting this project as a part of my implementation doctorate program. It is very interesting. That is a special program when you can transfer your scientific idea into technology implementation in a real place, in a hospital. Because I have also a professional mission that I want to transfer this technology to a medical world. And practical point of view, this technology can be used in clinical practice, and this implementation format allows us to achieve that. And where we do our studies, there are whole ecosystem around us, because first point is Wroclaw Medical University. We have Institute of Mother and Child in Warsaw, and the Wroclaw Medical University as a technology site. So we have 3 different ecosystems: science, clinical, and technology. So this is a full scope that we need to create high quality tools for medicine, because I think that none of these sectors could exist on their own, but together we can create valuable products for medicine. And I think that it's a very good time to address this point and project like this, because data shows that scientific interest in machine learning and deep learning has exploded in recent years, and this is amazing trend that will be our future. And I would also like to share with you report, Health Future Index report for Poland, but I know that it's published also for other countries. This is promoted by one of the big company, and there are also show that here we also have a number that the social temperature about AI technology is changing, and people, and especially medical staff and doctor, they want technology, they want innovation, they really appreciate it in their daily work. And keep in mind that for young medical staff, technology, AI and other platform is beginning to be one of the key elements in their development of choice, their development from medical side, but also part of how to choose a workplace. Yeah, so it is amazing that investment of new technology is it's a new standard for healthcare providers and also for hospitals. And that's all I wanted to say today in my presentation. Thank you so much, and I encourage you to ask questions or contact me after this presentation.